Are you seeking a better way to accelerate your sales, to scale your business, to live a life with no limits? Accelerate Sales Podcast features global experts who have cracked the code to recurring revenues with proven sales systems and get you on the fast track to scaling. Now let's accelerate your sales with today's episode.
Hello, I'm Paul Higgins and welcome to the Accelerate Sales Solo Podcast, episode number 439. Today's topic is good times may mask the sins of your sales strategy. If it's your first time to the podcast, welcome. I share my learnings from coaching cloud consultants to accelerate their business and sales. Typically, it goes for about 10 minutes. This one will be a little bit shorter, but check out past shows. Search Accelerate Sales and try the interview shows as well. And if you love what you hear, please subscribe. If you're a regular, thanks for your support. I'd love an email from you. And I'll also give you another reason why to email me at paul@paulhigginsmentoring.com to let me know, that you listen and any topics you'd like me to cover. Before we start, I'd like to talk about our free Slack community for cloud consultants. It's peers collaborating to help each other run their businesses better. Less technical, more biz. Go to cloudconsultingcollective.com to join free today. So when the economy is strong, you can rely on referrals from your network and SaaS platform to grow your revenue. However, when it goes the other way, you have to work harder for sales. I don't have to spell out at the moment that the current global economic headwinds are massive. Inflation is soaring, due mainly to the cost of energy as the war in Ukraine continues. What was easier has now become a lot harder, and you're starting to see that more and more. And many of the factors are uncontrollable, right? But not all. So what can you do today to improve your sales strategies and ultimately your revenue? But before I continue, I'd like to talk about the Scaling Blueprint for Cloud Consultants. It's an ebook from my experience scaling and selling my own business and all the people that I coach on a day-to-day basis who are cloud consultants. And the great thing is you can just compare what your current business model looks like. And if you've got everything, brilliant. But if you don't, well then this can certainly help. And I cover business model, sales engine, and the team. Just go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/blueprint. So first one is Outbound. Waiting on leads to come to you is okay, but when times are not as good, like now, it's not. You need to be proactive and tap potential clients on the shoulder. A couple of ways to do this. One is go through your sales CRM and look for people who like, know, and trust you, right? Then go to their LinkedIn profile and see what mutual connections match your ideal client. The ones that are, reach out and see if you can get an introduction or at least get some better information that's going to mean that it's a warm outreach rather than a cold one. What you can also do is if someone's got the blue 500 connections, you can go through and search all of their connections as well. Number 2 is Sales Navigator to find out your ideal client and reach out to them. Engage in their posts and then, if they're active on LinkedIn, that is, and engage before you send a connection. And if not, go to their website and find something to congratulate them on. I always recommend, or at the moment we're testing at least, sending a connection request with no personal message, right? So far this has been much better. And what it does is it allows your profile to do some heavy lifting, right? And if you need some help with your profile, reach out to me. And if you'd like some of my proven messages, just email me at paul@paulhigginsmentoring.com and just put in there messages, and I will send you my swipe file of messages that we know works. Okay, so that's Outbound. So the next one is Strategic Partners. This is a medium-term initiative, right? It's not going to bear fruit straight away, but the best time to start it is today. And, I see this missing in most cloud consultants. They just don't have this part of their mix. And, ultimately we're talking about referrals and your network, referrals from your SaaS partner, Outbound that we just spoke about, and then the last one is Strategic Partners. And let me give you an example that will help you understand it better, and then I'll give you some recommendations of how you can go out and find your own strategic partner. I'm working with a staffing company at the moment that provides admins for platforms like Zoho and HubSpot. Now, I found them on LinkedIn and I built a relationship with them to really understand what is a win for them. Right? I think this is the most important thing. often, we're so hungry for sales ourselves, we put ourselves before the strategic partner. You got to flip it around. And ultimately, the number of people hired, right, correlates to the success or the revenue growth of the business, right? So it's pretty obvious that, the more his client grows, the more people he's going to provide. And while they have been a partner and understand what is missing, right, so they can sort of see the business and go, well, hey, look, I was a partner, I can sort of see what you're not doing. It's not something that they want to do, right? And if you've ever read the book, and I highly recommend it, Good to Great by Jim Collins, you may have heard of the hedgehog versus the fox concept. The fox will try many creative ways of getting to the hedgehog, but they will fail every time because the hedgehog is brilliant at one defense, right, which is ultimately rolling into a ball. And my partner wants to be the best at staffing, right? They don't extend into business coaching or business mentoring. And this is where I fit in, right, to help them, their clients, grow their sales so they win. And there's really 3 wins here. The partner gets more staffing people. That's the partner. The client gets more revenue to fund the staffing, which ultimately means a bit more freedom for them. And I get a share of the revenue gain from the client, and also I get some great learnings to help other people, maybe even you. I'm doing a workshop in December for this partners community, and there'll be 20 to 30 people in the room that are there because they love the staffing company. They like, know, and trust. So therefore, I've already got a stamp of trust to go and present to these people. I'll give them lots of value, but it's so much easier than reaching out to these people individually cold. So how might you find your strategic partners? One is look at the highest spend by your clients and follow the money, right? One, often for a lot of business, people's the number one expenditure, and then it's normally some form of technology, right? That's the game we're in. But find out who that is, and then they've already got the relationship with the client, and you can leverage off that. And it can be reciprocal as well. Ask your clients who they rely on, right? So if you can't find the money trail, just ask them who they rely on, because who they rely on is a great option for you. The third one is approach an industry body association, right, that may support these people. The fourth is find a stage where your clients hang out, right? So there's great events, there might be a podcast, whatever. And then the fifth is find a thought leader in this space that has got great relationships, they give good content, and therefore you could provide the service to their clients. So yes, the economy is stalling, right? And 23 is going to be a tough year for all of us, but you have 2 strategies in your control to proactively fix or work through getting more sales and getting more revenue, right? So 3 key actions from today, and I promise to be a bit shorter. One is send me an email for the messages, right? So Paul at paulhigginsmentoring.com. The second is start doing some outbound, and I'd recommend your clients, your network, seeing who's in their network on LinkedIn, right? It's free. You don't need Sales Navigator to do that. And the third is find one strategic partner and go deep, right? And it is a medium-term strategy, but it's going to pay off big dividends for you. You can get all the links in the show notes at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast episode 439 or on the app that you're listening to now. Please follow me on LinkedIn to get more content specifically for you as a cloud consultant. Join our newsletter at paulhigginsmentoring.com/newsletter. If you know someone that's relying upon those 2 key strategies, which is network referrals and SaaS, and they need something proactively to help them with next year, please share this with them. They'll think you're an absolute rock star. Timing couldn't be better. And if you're a cloud consultant or know one, please get them to go check out the community at cloudconsultantscollective.com. Please take action to accelerate your sales.
I'm fired up after today's episode. What about you? But hey, before you go, learning is just one piece of the puzzle. Now it's time to put today's strategy into action. Head over now to today's show page at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast and share how you'll put it into action. Be sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform and subscribe, rate, and review the show. Tell me what your favorite episode is. And don't wait 1 minute more to gain access to your pulse check at paulhigginsmentoring.com. This could be the difference between struggling to get more leads and making this next quarter your best one yet.